the subcommittee, Mr. Allen. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Hudson, for yielding, and now we'll get back to the subject we came to talk about. Mr. Powell, can you explain why it's important to our strategic competition with China for your members to have more spectrum made available for their use?
Yes, sir. I think attacking China is a multi-front war, and I think to follow the advice of Sun Tzu, don't attack where they're strong, attack where they're weak. Our innovations in Wi-Fi are unprecedented in the world. China does not appreciate or embrace that technology approach because it would empower their citizens in a way that they're unwilling to do in their communist system. And this gives America an enormous competitive advantage because we harness the innovation potential of every one of our citizens, and they don't. They have a command and control exclusive license regime because they want to maintain control of that regime, and they want the world to use their approach as well.
Good, thank you. Ms. Ronaldo, can you give me an answer to that question about why it's important for your members to have more spectrum to compete with China?
Excuse me, absolutely. So if you want to get Open RAN deployed, we need new spectrum to bring online. It's updating networks. It is U.S. and our allied friends around the world's innovation that's coming to bear.
Okay. Today I will be introducing the Spectrum Pipeline Act, which was originally co-led last Congress by Senators Cruz and Thune. This bill is designed to ensure the efficient allocation of mid-band spectrum, a resource critical for the advancement of 5G and next-generation technologies. Wireless communications technology is a cornerstone of our strategic competition with China. This bill lays out a path for us to promote wireless innovation while protecting national security interests. Mr. Gillen, can you explain why the Spectrum Pipeline Act is needed and how it would benefit the nation's economic and national security interests?
Absolutely, and thank you for your leadership and for the bill. It's a really important thing to address a lot of the challenges we're talking about, that we need to move quickly, we need to move decisively, and it's Congress's role to set that direction. And that structure you propose is flexible. It allows the agencies to act to determine which bands are right that we need to do together. But ultimately, when we're trying to talk about China, in our view, we need to be the best of the world at license, and we are today. We also need to be the best of the world in 5G. We shouldn't be choosing. We need to do both, and we need to have the innovation available on both of those platforms. And so your bill would help equalize that imbalance we have right now on the 5G side to put us in a position. We lead the world today on licensed spectrum. We can again in 5G with this kind of bill.
Good, thank you. Mr. Gillen, my rural district still does not have consistent mobile phone service. What assurances can you give me that your member companies are making the necessary investments in upgrading their cell towers and building new ones as necessary?
Absolutely. It's a project every day that we continue to build. It's one of the things why it's important when we talk about what kind of spectrum is available, why full power spectrum matters. That if you think about some of the models, the sharing models we're using, you need 7 times more the facilities to cover the same geography. So when we're trying to get out beyond Augusta, what are we trying to do? How far that signal goes matters. There's also a role for the government, the 5G fund at the FCC, to help supplement and complement those places to help us push out faster. But absolutely, we need to get further than we are today.
Is there anything Congress can do to help us, help companies build more towers in the rural areas of the country?
Certainly, continued work on permitting reform would help to cut down, modernize that process to let us build faster and get to more places, and more full power spectrum would be both great.
And then finally, I've got about a minute. Can you explain the difference in the approach of spectrum policy between the first Trump administration and the recent Biden administration? And what exactly needs to happen to get spectrum policy out of the gutter and back on track, and how long will it take?
We saw great success. The first Trump administration released more spectrum than any other administration, particularly some of the mid-band spectrum we're talking about. Under the Trump direction and Ms. Ronaldo's leadership, we saw a 380 megahertz of spectrum, mid-band spectrum auction for over $100 billion. The spectrum directly adjacent to both of those is prime spectrum for that same opportunity again. So it came down to, we had a lot of, we were speaking with one voice, and the White House pushed us all forward with a good plan.
So it's important that this committee understand that we've got to move quickly with this, And we need to move in a bipartisan way and quit talking about, political issues, and let's get this done, and so we can lead the world in communications technology. And I want to thank each one of you for being here today and for your input on this important subject. And please help us get this done. Thank you.